Kyle in California leads us off. What's on your mind, Kyle?
Hey, DP.
Hey, bud.
So I've got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
One Warriors, one Anthony Edwards. Really want your opinion on the Warriors thing, but I'm going to throw out the Edwards thing. Would not be saying pre-draft, quoting, saying, I'm still not really into basketball and would leave basketball tomorrow to play football. Not sure that's a great idea. And then the Warriors. Do they go LaMelo? Do they go Danny Edvia? If Draymond's going to be the Draymond of old, Danny might be the guy, but who's another playmaker besides Steph? Wiggins? Before it was Barnes, then it was KD. Is Wiggins around? Do they trade that in the pick?
I think they like him. I think they like Wiggins right now with that role, but I would take LaMelo and read the entire article, the entire profile on Anthony Edwards. The entire article. Because if you take the quote out where he says, I always loved football and I leave to play football. Well, he's not leaving to play football. And he grew up in a very, very difficult family environment. That quote's getting a lot of buzz. And I don't think it's fair to the kid. Is it on the Ringer, McLovin? Is that the profile on Anthony Edwards?
I'm not sure. We're efforting.
Yeah, I just saw the quotes, and then I read the article, and I'm trying to think where I read it. But it really just gives you a background on everything that he's gone through. And growing up a pretty tough environment here. But I think that stands out as there have been players that we've spoken to in different sports who talk about wanting to play another sport. That doesn't mean that they're going to give up this opportunity to play in the NBA and be the number one pick overall. Yeah, McLovin.
Yeah, I was reading on ESPN. His mom died when he was 14, and his grandmother was caretaker, died the same year.
Yeah.
So he never, after that, he didn't have a lot of stability at home.
Yeah, when you read the story, and maybe it's on ESPN.com, we'll find it. But
there's a couple big features on him, and they're all very kind of, they pull on the heartstrings a little bit.
Yes, I mean it's a great story for him to go where he's been and to go to Georgia and now be the number one overall pick. And I do think he's ready to play. I mean, he's built. He reminds me of James Harden in size. He can get a basket here. Donovan Mitchell is who comes to mind. Like one of those players who can go and he can, he could be that guy who gets the basket when you need him to get a basket. He's that talented. And it looks like he can play defense as well. Yeah, McLovin.
If he had gone to Duke or North Carolina, would this be a different conversation because we would have gotten some exposure?
Well, we would have seen him. Nobody was watching Georgia unless you accidentally stumbled upon Georgia and maybe they were playing Kentucky at the time. But he's a good player. He's a good player. We just don't know who's going to be that great player. And I think this is where you have to draft and go, this is who I think he's going to develop into or what he's going to develop into. That's really the key. Minnesota, I think they're taking Anthony Edwards to start the festivities.